So last week I had a gentleman come to my home. He was knocking doors and trying to find clients who needed new windows. I told him, yeah, I have a few windows that I could probably replace. I gave him my information. He told me that his people would call me later and set up a time to come over or give me a quote or whatever. I said, okay. So this recording that I have is from that event. She called me several days later and we had a conversation. Now, in my defense, I was sick. I wasn't very patient, and I didn't think about using this as a training opportunity until after the fact. And I ended up actually hanging up on this lady because she bugged me enough and she wasn't trying to problem solve. She actually started to argue with me at the end of the call. I didn't have time for it or any patience. So here it is. Let's listen, and we'll do a play-by-play.
I was following up. Our field agent, Eddie, had stopped by and spoke with you about the marketing program for the windows. Well, right now we're able to offer meaningful discounts in exchange for simple marketing help, like a sign out in the yard or before and after pictures.
Now, Eddie, the guy who came to my home, never told me about a marketing plan or the pitch that this lady is pitching me. This is the first time I'm hearing it. That they have some type of marketing plan that's some type of special. So she's assuming that I heard all this. So we'll continue.
Are the windows in your home metal or wood frame?
Like plastic.
Okay. The material that holds like all the glass into place is wood, or is it the plastic?
It's plastic.
It's plastic, okay. Are those original windows, or have they been updated before?
No, original windows.
Okay. Well, with the windows that we manufacture, they are a high-performance double-pane vinyl frame window. So when we work with homeowners that have the original builder-grade products, we can usually help save around 30% or more on energy costs.
Okay.
When you folks decide to upgrade the windows, about how many will need to be replaced?
4.
And do you have any sliding doors, French doors, or an entry door that might need replaced?
Nope.
Oh, okay. How long have you guys owned the home now?
About a year.
Perfect. Well, Kenny, really the next step would be is just to find a time where we can come out and inspect the windows. We bring some samples and then just put together a factory price for you folks.
She's asking a lot of questions, which is good. Find out questions. She's engaging me. But she missed a lot of opportunities to build a relationship with me. She started off with her pitch. With the marketing, she moved into how much better her windows are than anybody else. They'll save me 30%. And then she asked me all these questions. She should have started with more of these feeling questions. What made you want to get new windows? What's wrong with your windows right now? And had me start conversing about how sucky my windows are, how a draft comes through one of my windows and how they're all gassed out and I can't really see through my windows because they have some type of condensation inside of them. So there missed opportunity in showing any type of empathy or even concern for my reasoning for having them call me. So let's continue.
Do you work during the day or the evenings?
No, I work from home, so I just have to find some time. What does it take for you to figure out a price? Can I just send you measurements, or how does it work?
Well, yeah, so like I mentioned, they would come out and take the measurements. They bring out samples and then put together the price from there and go over the marketing program. So they do all of that at the one appointment.
What does it take?
So, I don't know. I mean, it really just depends on your needs specifically and the number of questions that you guys might have. I mean, we wouldn't want to stay all day or all night or anything like that.
Okay, I asked her, how long is it going to take? Obviously, I'm showing signs that I'm a little impatient. Here she is telling me that we're not going to stay all day or all night. That doesn't make me feel good. We want a specific time. You know, it takes 45 minutes for us to go through everything and get you set up, or at least get you your quote. And so something specific, because all night, we're not going to be there all night or all day. It sounds like it's going to be there for several hours to me.
It'd be a lot easier if I can just send you measurements. You can give me a price.
Okay. Well, with our windows, being custom, we definitely want to make sure they're the exact measurements, and we need to see what the installation process would look like as well. So we do all of that at the one appointment. That way, we can put together that timeline for you guys too. Is there any way that you guys might have some time, like later on today, around 5 by chance?
Okay, I told her that it'd be easier for me to send in the measurements, fax them in, email them in, and have them give me a quote later. That'll be easier for me. She didn't even acknowledge that at all. She kind of went on to her little spiel that, well, this is how we do it. This is what we do. At this point, it would be good for her to repeat what I just said. I say, okay, from my understanding, for you, it'd be easier if you were able to send in a quote or send in the measurements, and we'll send you a quote later. Is that I'm hearing? That'd be better for you? Then if I said yes, then she's like, okay, I totally understand. That would be easier. And then go into why they do it. Maybe even a little education. One of the reasons why we do this is because we'd like to get to know the client a little bit better and see what their needs are. A lot of times over the phone or even on a fax or email, it's more difficult to really express all that we have to offer. And that's what we like to come out and really give you a good sense of what we can do and some of the pricing we can give you on some of these windows. We have a lot of pictures to show you. So that would definitely help you make a decision. Is there a time that we can come by maybe next week to show this to you? Can we do that for you? And then roll into that. But you want to show that you're understanding first and not blow off the customer. So here we go. We're going to continue.
No, I'm launching a company. I'm under the weather as well, so it's just probably going to be a bad month. So if you want to get back with me in about a month from now, we could probably work something out.
Okay. Yeah, I can give you a call back in a month. I don't think we'll be running the marketing program at that time.
All right. So now she totally missed the opportunity to share care, to say, oh, that's terrible. You're sick. Oh, it's terrible. I hate being sick. How long have you been sick for? Start a conversation, build that relationship. Now she's going back to this order mode, and she's not listening to the client. She's only worried about her next line, and that's a takeaway. This marketing plan that I have no idea what's really about. But she doesn't understand that. So we're going to continue here.
Well, once we select the number of homeowners we're looking for, we actually exhaust the funds and move on to another zip code.
Exhaust the funds and move on. Okay, that's sketchy. That doesn't sound like a strong company that I want to do business with, because they exhaust the funds and they move on. Great.
Yeah, we're local. We're actually out in West Valley.
I even had to ask, are you local? Because that was a concern.
Well, with the marketing program, we just go in certain areas that we need exposure. We're always going to be in the area as a company. We're not going anywhere. It's just as far as the marketing program and the discounts available through that. Once we select the homes we're looking for in a specific area, then we move on to another area where we can gain more exposure is all.
But why not give me a feeling of security, of a strong, solidified company that is not going anywhere? They have the best deals in town. They're always going to take care of me. This is not, what she's telling me right now is on a whim, and they're not consistent. Funds dry up and they move on, and they're not going to offer a certain marketing plan to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. For East Land, here's the deal. Like, either I can afford it or I can't. So I don't really care about the marketing program. If I can send you the measurements, you give me a price. If it fits my budget, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Obviously, you'll have to come and get the exact measurements. The windows are going to be pretty close to the 1/8 of an inch, probably. I don't know how much closer you need to be to give me a quote on that. But yeah, it's just the problem. I just don't have the time.
Gotcha. Well, I can understand that. We don't, give any pricing over the phone just because there's so much to go over as far as with our products.
I never ask for a price over the phone. Now she's bringing up issues that aren't even issues. Had she repeated what I was saying, I would feel a lot better as I was listened to. But she now is arguing, well, we don't do this. Well, we don't do that. As soon as she starts telling clients you don't do something, they tune out. They're like, okay, well, I'm moving on then. If you don't want to do what I want to do, then I'm moving on. So right here is very important for CSRs, secretaries, to have a backup plan, to deal with some of these objections and not only do takeaways. You want to make them feel good so they'll come back to you later. If your company is solidified and you want more clientele coming to you, then don't act like you're running a company in an ice cream truck and you're moving around and you're not going to be back for weeks. And I mean, how do you expect someone's going to feel warranty-wise? I don't trust this company now. Not at all. Let's keep listening.
Why don't you just email me over a quote after I send you over the dimensions?
Even if the company doesn't do that or can't do that, I recommend you try to do something like that. It does build confidence. But even come up with, hey, yeah, I totally understand. I hope you feel better soon. I know it sucks being sick. And, I could definitely follow up with you in a month from now. And what I'll try to do from between that time is have one of my techs go over your measurements and the windows and see if I can give them to send you over some numbers for you. Can I do that for you? Sure, that'll be great. Excellent. Is it okay if I follow up with you here in a month or so? We want long-term clientele. We don't want this on a whim. I'm going to take away. If you don't do it now, forget it. You're screwed. Marketing plan is going to expire next week, so you're host. Obviously, this company wants to make money next week or next month. It makes no sense for them to take it away completely. Keep listening.
Well, it's not just the measurements that we put together for the pricing. You have to pick out the style and color of window that you're looking for.
She's arguing
they're
again.
Custom-built windows. We have a lot of different options that are available.
So
that's why
say double pane, white, plastic, same crap that I have right now.
Well, we do offer a high-quality product, so it's not the same as what you have in the house now.
Oh, my goodness. Obviously, what I'm trying to do is make it simple for me. So what she needs to do here is to come back and say, absolutely, we can do that for you. Give them some assurance. Then go through the steps.
Sure, okay, what's the lowest end high quality product you have? Let's go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be too hard. It doesn't have to be.
We don't have a low quality product.
We don't have a low quality product. You said that over and over again. You've told me what you can't do. You told me that you don't have a low product. You keep arguing with me. I don't even know what you offer. Obviously, that's not the biggest importance to me.
All right. Well, we just don't give any pricing over the phone because of all of...
All right. That's where I hung up on her. Once again, we don't give pricing over the phone. I never asked for a price over the phone. Not once was she trying to be human. She was just trying to do a takeaway and really lose a client. She gave me an ultimatum. If you don't do it now, well, you're just hosed. And we're not going to come back with that marketing deal ever. So remember, we want to build these comfort principles where we're asking questions, but we're also showing care. We're asking questions that really matter, and that helps the client trust you. So it would have been better if she would have asked me questions about why I felt like I needed new windows, what was going on with the windows I have right now, what am I looking for in a window? Did I want to upgrade? Am I happy with the windows I have? Some come tinted. Some have some fancy things to them. It would have been nice for her to ask me those questions so I can speak more. But she was kind of marching through a bunch of things and never really allowed me to speak. I mean, anything that I would say was yes or no. And then she missed the opportunity for care. I told her I was sick and she didn't say anything about it. She's like, well, marketing plan is going to expire. She was so focused on her. If she would have acknowledged that, hey, I understand, it'd be a lot easier for someone or for you to send me some information and I can give you a quote. Totally get it. And I'd be happy to do that for you. Now, one thing I would like for you to consider is, we do have about 20 different styles of windows, and we come with a book, and then we share that with you. They're really pretty windows. You're going to love it. Your wife's going to love it. And we really would like for you to see that. And so our guy can explain those things to you. Now, I'm sure there's not a time maybe next week that we can come by and show that picture book to you where I can do this or that. Build that value of why we're coming over, why it's important for us to come by. It's not just a rude, well, this is how we do it and that's how we do it. She should acknowledge that and try again. If I say no again, well, I don't want anyone at my house. I'm sick. You're a month out. Okay, I got it. We're busy. Well, let me do this. I'm going to put you on my calendar to follow up with you in about a month. And what I'll do is if you'd like to send me some information of your windows, I can see what I can do about trying to get a quote for you. Not a guarantee, but sometimes some of our technicians might have some time and I can get with them and give them your information. And you mentioned that it's okay to have the lowest quality windows assigned. Yep, that'd be perfect. Great. Okay, I'll do that for you. What's a good email to have here on file? Or, I probably already gave it to them, so they should just verify that. I hope you get better here soon. I will follow up with you here in about a month to see how you're doing and see if it's a better time for one of these guys to maybe come by and give you a little better demo. Can I do that for you? Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you. That would have been so much nicer. I'd had confidence. I would have written this company down and made sure that I followed up with them later down the road if I liked their service. But now, they're an ice cream truck moving around the whole state. How am I going to trust their warranty? If they're moving around, they're not going to honor anything. So remember, core principles. Follow those and you'll be in good shape. We'll see you next time.